Vladimir Putin is the current president of Russia and the past prime minister. He was likewise the president for 2 terms, finishing in 2008. Vladimir experienced extraordinary outcome in his political vocation from the beginning. His political history has been all around archived and analyzed consistently. But before his rapid rise to become a powerful force in the political world, Putin spent a large part of his life away from the limelight and as a normal person like you and me who want to do a lot with his future. In today's video, we're telling you 10 unbelievable facts about Vladimir Putin. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update. So let's get started. Number 10. Vladimir Putin went to law school. Putin was brought into the world in 1952 in Leningrad, Russia, presently called St. Petersburg. He and his folks lived in a common loft with another family and went to the neighborhood primary and high school. Vladimir was selected at Leningrad State University after high school and started reading up for a law degree. Subsequent to graduating with his law degree, Vladimir searched out a task in the knowledge business and chose to serve his country simultaneously. His postulation was on the most favored nation trading principle in international law. While there, he was expected to join the Communist Party of the Soviet Union and stayed part of it until it stopped to exist when it was banned in August 1991. Number 9. He was a member of the KGB. Following graduating with his law degree, Vladimir joined the KGB in an authoritative position. Vladimir served in the KGB for a considerable length of time and voyaged all over Russia, in any event coming to Germany for a couple of years. He rose through the positions of the KGB and ultimately arrived at lieutenant colonel before the nation began to have issues. After the Soviet Union imploded, Vladimir left the KGB and chose to begin his political vocation. As per a mysterious source, a previous RAF part, at one of these gatherings in Dresden, the assailants gave Putin a rundown of weapons that were subsequently conveyed to the RAF in West Germany. Putin likewise supposedly met Germans to be selected for remote correspondences undertakings along with a mediator. He was associated with remote correspondences advances in Southeast Asia because of excursions of German designers enlisted by him there and toward the West. After the breakdown of the communist East German government, Putin was to leave dynamic KGB administration in light of doubts stimulated in regards to his steadfastness during exhibits in Dresden and prior. However, the KGB, the Soviet army, actually worked in Eastern Germany. He got back to Leningrad in mid-1990 as an individual from the Dynamic Stores, where he worked for around 90 days with the International Affairs part of Leningrad State University, answering to Vice Rector Yuri Molchanov while chipping away at his doctoral paper. There, he searched for new KGB initiates, watched the understudy body, and re-established his fellowship with his previous teacher, Anatoly Sobchak, destined to be the mayor of Leningrad. Number 8. Vladimir Putin began his political career. After he resigned from the KGB, Vladimir Putin stood firm on a foothold at the Leningrad State University for a brief time frame prior to beginning his vocation in governmental issues. During his experience as both an understudy and worker at Leningrad State University, Vladimir framed a fellowship with guide Anatoly Sobchak. Sobchak was the main equitably chosen city hall leader of Leningrad, presently called St. Petersburg. Vladimir immediately turned into an authority guide to Sobchak and really established himself, making way for his political ascent to control. Number 7. He quickly worked his way up the political ladder. On 28 June 1991, he became top of the Committee for External Relations of the Mayor's Office, with obligation regarding advancing worldwide relations and unfamiliar speculations and enlisting undertakings. In somewhere around a year, Putin was researched by the City Regulative Board drove by Marina Salier. It was presumed that he downplayed costs and allowed the products and metals esteemed at $93 million in return for unfamiliar food help that won't ever show up. Regardless of the examiner's suggestion that Putin be terminated, Putin remained top of the Committee for External Relations until 1996. By 1994, Vladimir had acquired himself the title of deputy mayor under Anatoly Sobchak. From 94 to 96, he stood firm on a few other political and legislative footholds in St. Petersburg. After Sobchak's experiences as mayor reached conclusion, Vladimir got together and moved to Moscow and joined the official staff. Putin began as a deputy head of management in 1998, moved to the top of the Federal Security Service, and by 1999 was elevated to prime minister. Number 6. Vladimir Putin has consistently held a seat of power. When Putin arrived at his official seat, he has stayed there of force until this day. Beginning as acting president in 1999, he was chosen as the authority, president a couple of months after the fact in 2000. He was then reappointed in 2004, briefly term, yet couldn't lobby for a third term because of protected limits. Vladimir kept up with his seat of force by having his student, Dmitry Medvedev, succeed him and afterward assign Vladimir as state head once more. After Medvedev's team was up, Vladimir was reappointed as president in 2012 and has stayed there until this day. Number 5. He offered help to the United States after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. During his term as president, Vladimir Putin has had an adoration-disdain relationship with the United States. After the September 11th psychological militant assaults in 2001, Putin offered Russia's help to the U.S., permitting the U.S. to utilize their airspace, and furthermore, joined the U.S. in search and salvage missions. Notwithstanding, this help moved to resistance when the U.S. changed its concentration to killing Saddam Hussein, with Russia, Germany, and France not supporting the arrangement. Number 4. Vladimir Putin protected Edward Snowden. Vladimir Putin made the relationship with the U.S. more tense after he helped a needed U.S. data leaker avoid U.S. specialists. In 2013, an IT laborer by the name of Edward Snowden released group data about private client data gathered by the U.S. government. Subsequent to escaping the U.S., Snowden headed out from one country to another, looking for refuge until the U.S. invalidated his visa while he was in Russia. Vladimir allowed Snowden shelter and gave him the choice to apply for citizenship later on. Number 3. Vladimir Putin has a Nobel Peace Prize nomination, Putin and Assad. Another association that Vladimir Putin and Edward Snowden experienced is their Nobel Peace Prize nomination in 2014. Snowden was assigned for his data hole, and Putin was named for his tranquil answer for serious utilization of synthetic weapons. Vladimir's kinship with the president of Syria, Bashar al-Assad, was the probable justification behind his prosperity. Vladimir Putin convinced Assad to give up Syria's weapons calmly instead of the other choice of forceful intercession. Number 2. He is an advocate for animal rights. A gentler side of Vladimir Putin shows his affection and care for creatures, has a bunch of canines at his home, and puts forth a solid attempt to aid exploration of different creature species like tigers, polar bears, dolphins, and cranes. He additionally pushes for regulations for better treatment of creatures. The law on responsible treatment of animals denies petting zoos within shopping centers and eateries, disallows the killing of lost creatures, and requires legitimate consideration for pets. Number 1. Vladimir Putin's passion for work led to divorce. All of Vladimir Putin's achievements are not without an expense, at last prompting him and his significant other getting a separation in 2013. Getting hitched in 1983, Vladimir's better half, Lyudmila, has been with him since his beginning in governmental issues. Lyudmila basically expressed that they don't see each other every now and again, and that Vladimir is consumed by his work. In agreement with her assertion, Vladimir expressed that she set up with it for right around 9 years and couldn't withstand anything else. That's all for today's video. Do you know anything else about Vladimir Putin that we've missed in this list? Or about someone else who was famous? Feel free to share in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video.